Now, the Holy Month of Ramadan comes to an end this weekend, and to ensure us that we come off our fast safely is Nutritionist Expert Julie Silver. Thanks very much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Julie. Good morning. Now, obviously, it has been the season of Ramadan. People have been fasting, and I know that people in our offices particularly are finding it very, very difficult, lethargic, tired. It can be a very trying time, can't it?
It can, Amy, yes.
So now we're coming towards the end. Is it going to be quite a shock to the system if your body's adjusted to sort of eating hours of darkness and not eating through the day, and then all of a sudden it's back to normal? Is that a bit of a shock for the system?
Well, it is really, and the worst thing you can actually do is to kind of overeat, because some people think, oh gosh, you know,
I can eat now, free reign.
And they just totally indulge, and for the body, because actually it's had a real time of cleansing, the best thing for a healthy way of coming out of the fasting is to kind of eat, slowly build up, really.
Right, okay.
Less.
Okay.
And the foods that would be best would be kind of easily digested foods.
Right.
So things like soups and stews and something quite warming as well, because again your body temperature can drop quite a bit.
So is it sort of like easing away, almost treating yourself like a baby, give them soft foods, not you know, just to get your body used to sort of digesting again?
If we didn't do that and we were like, let's just forget it, now I can eat, I can pig out. What would that do to us? Would that cause any harm?
Really, when you've been fasting, you're going through a purification, you're getting toxins out of the body, it's pushing them back in, so you don't get any benefits really.
Right. So you're undoing all the good work.
Yes.
It's sort of a fresh start as well, isn't it? Perhaps now you can sort of think, right, sort of turn the chapter, and now I'm going to start eating healthily, because sort of don't get into bad habits, get into new, fresh habits. Yes. Fantastic. So what would you recommend? You've got a whole host of goodies here, haven't you?
I have, yes. Now,
I'm a bit worried about the brush. How do we eat that?
The brush that's a body brush, a skin brush. And what that does, actually, is when you're actually fasting, because toxins are trying to get out of different routes of elimination, the skin is quite a good one. And our skin is our largest organ. And it's got kind of the dead skin cells over it, so it's to actually help your body get toxins out through the skin, is to kind of brush, and it's quite a firm brush, this.
Because that's quite hard. What sort of pressure would you use?
Again, to start with, you might use a lighter pressure, and then you would build up to a heavier pressure. So anybody kind of, wanting even to get kind of nicer skin as well, it helps.
So just exfoliates
from the feet
as well?
Upwards to the legs, always towards the heart, the feet.
Does that boost circulation as well?
Yes, it does, and it helps the lymphatic system.
Brilliant.
Down your body.
So literally the toxins are trying to escape, and we're sort of giving them a chance to sort of get out almost.
And how often should you do that for?
If you do it in the morning, say before a shower.
So every day?
Or for a time, say for a month or a few months. Yes.
Fantastic.
Just go through phases.
So what is it we've got in these bowls here? We've got a whole host of different foods.
These are whole grains, and they would be a lot easier to digest, because when you think about a lot of foods that are acidic and dehydrating, the whole grains, when you cook them, you need a lot of water.
Right.
So we've got the brown rice, which is great for after a detox, because it holds a lot of water.
Okay. So you're really hydrating the body again. Is that part of the purpose?
Yes. Yeah. And it's quite kind of comforting to eat. I mean, as well, as long as you chew them well, especially the rice. But the millet is the most alkaline of all the grains.
Okay.
Wheat is the most acidic of any grain, and a lot of people.
So should you avoid that? Avoid sort of toast in the morning?
It would be preferable to do that. People, are in habits of having wheat quite a few times during the day.
Okay.
So it's just saying, well, actually, some people can tolerate it a bit more. But say everybody's got some kind of intolerance to wheat.
Right.
The millet, as I said, is the most alkaline of the grains. It's not just a bird food. and the quinoa, it looks like it's quinoa. It's pronounced quinoa. That again is very easy to digest, and it contains more calcium than milk.
Now you mentioned it looks a bit like bird food. It does. Not being rude, it looks a bit like horse food, I think. So how can we get encouraged to eat things like that? Because we might know they're good for us, but obviously it's sort of a difference between knowing and doing, isn't there? So
it is, yes. Now, something like the whole grains, when I first started, I thought they were really bland and horrible. So I tried to try to make them, as tasty as possible. Now I run health eating workshops just to show people how to cook grains and foods and introduce vegetables that are tasty, because, you know, so many people think, oh, they
yeah,
need something
exactly.
to taste.
And I suppose because they are so bland, they're actually a perfect base. You can always sort of spice them up and add things to them. They're actually really, really versatile, aren't they?
They are very versatile, Amy, yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's this magnesium?
The magnesium
here?
oil is from Better You, which they say that magnesium oil, if you ingest magnesium, if you have too much, it can affect the digestion.
Because don't you have milk of magnesium if you've got a dodgy tummy, is that right? So is that sort of a similar thing? It sort of calms the body?
Well, magnesium is it's very calming, it's a relaxant.
Okay.
So a lot of people, especially when they've been fasting, they get a lot of acidity out the body, in the cells, and they can get aches and pains, they can get cramps, so anything to rub on.
And so is that for external or internal use?
External. You rub it onto the body.
Fantastic. So you could do that after you've done your body brushing, couldn't you? And give yourself a bit of a spring clean.
Yes.
And we're running out of time, unfortunately, so we've got these little little goodies over here.
Yeah, emotionally, you know, you go through a lot of emotions when you're detoxifying.
Yeah, well, when I'm not eating, I'm a ratty
What do you mean when you're not eating? When you are eating as well.
And people can get a lot of fear and all sorts of, anything emotional that they've kind of kept inside them comes out. So the batch flower remedies, they're great at helping with the emotions, very safe as well.
Fantastic. And is that a tip as well for perhaps next year when people are fasting? Maybe that might help keep them calm throughout the fasting period as well.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very, very much for joining us, Julie.
You're very
Fantastic information as always, and making it just